Blades out. On the asphalt. First blow landed. Down to the 2v2. It is going to be Might who emerge knife round victorious. You'd imagine, and you will, in fact, get the start on the CT side. So for Might, they might just have a nice start to this map. Their choice of sides. Their favorite map in the pool right now. And you'd imagine a map they're going to be trying to take a lot of the vetoes in that MRQ. So preview on deck. Here we go. Fade the music. It's time for Counter-Strike. What do we got? Snakes playing a little bit of the rampy. Watching outside from lockers and mini. Killer Panda's going to get tagged up as a result of that. Fortunate not to be dead. Snakes immediately falls upon detecting presence. You have a kit and a smoke on Voltage if this gets into a retake. And Voltage stuck up in towards Heaven as well. Seems like they might want to test him. Voltage has the right idea. There is a player scaling up outside. As they break those windows, that'll be the tip-off for Voltage. This is distinctly a possibility. Preemptive smokage, but eyes off of the ladder and nearly gets his bell rung as a result. Still, the Goons may not be as eager to do this. They're waiting for DJ's peak, and as DJ gave it to them, didn't quite falter himself. They're getting stuck. Jared down. Where'd that kill come in? With this Heaven control too, they want to just execute on towards the A site. They do indeed, but Louis from Squeak is going to make it a little bit difficult. Voltage comes through for the follow-up. Some man advantage available right now for Might, but only for a moment. Magic tries to bring this back, and it falls to Johan in the clutch. USP, swap 2, looking for the headshots. Can't quite deny them. Onto the stick, and now planted not for him. Johan cannot do anything to deny that defuse. DJ gets the last laugh as well. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The A site under threat. They are beaming on in here and demolishing, ripping heads. Fast, effective take, and one by one, everybody is falling. Snakes trying to do something about this. Does deny that defuse. But only that defuse. Sorry, plant. Whatever it was. Bomb targeted, bomb eliminated. So Wanted Goons on the force by massive success, just flooding that A site. Might couldn't do anything to deny. And now Might are in big trouble. They're going to empty the pocketbooks. Smash the piggy bank. Try and get something going here with the 5-7s. The chances are feeling a little slim. Voltage keeps the extra money up. That's to get towards that AWP, presumably. Which I am excited to see a Voltage AWP. It's been a minute. Ooh. Louis? Spotted. Shotted. Jared makes noise dropping off the hut. That might coax the next peek out. But Jared's got a lot to sight to cover with just such a very small gun. Protracted fights outside. Voltage is in trouble here. Yeah, that swing was a lot closer than he anticipated. Killer Panda takes out the next position, and this one's looking a little dire. Maybe DJ finds a gun here. Unless he doesn't clear it. Look, the armor is worth saving. They're trying to play for exits. The molly spreads, and Jared is not long for this world. Just Snakes trying to coax somebody up the ladder to come feed him and kill. Please. My children are starving. Just one exit. One exit indeed. It's an MP9, but the MP9 will not be making it out of this. Might go for the heavy stack. Louis got a Zeus. A Zeus in the hut. Ooh, commit to the bit. Commit to the bit, please. Goes out with the USP. That's not going to be as effective as the Zeus. Now you see what happens when you swap away from the Zeus. Not good things. Not good things at all. Well, okay. 2 kills, not the worst thing in the world, considering the investment. Not the best thing in the world. But it could be a whole lot worse. So finally, the guns are out. And Logan, the leader of the low gang, also known as 1 Voltage, he's got a little something to show them. It's the big green. It's the fast play, but Johan caught on the geometry. Could have been bad. Could have been rough. Extremely fortunate to not get punished there, but unpunished he will be. Though DJ's thinking about the chase. They certainly know there's a player down there. Or should have a very good idea of that fact. And there's the op revealed. 1 kill, 2 kills found as Snakes taps on a 3rd. This is looking very good for Might. It all falls to Johan. The man down vent. No longer the man unknown, if he ever were. And that means that one lonely Johan is going to have a lot of work to do. So the guns come out, and Might's fortunes certainly change. I think Wanted Goons are going to be very happy they wound up getting that force buy in the first place. That's giving them a lot more room to rumble. Upgrades available for the pharmacists. And now Might have a chance to equalize. But the op is out on the other side. They were working with a whole lot of financial backing. So Wanted Goons can now fight fire with fire. Voltage collects early. Voltage. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a tag. Following the tracers back through, and now they're in big danger. Smoke up with the smoke pop from DJ. Not exactly working out the way he was hoping for, and that bomb's down secret. Johan on the smoke fade catches Voltage. Anticipating a little bit more of a wrap, and Magic late in towards ramp. Now this is all falling apart for Might. They can control these rotations. They don't expect a player to still be in towards trophy. Fortunately, Jared's quick on the trade. But now Jared's got a tricky 1v2 to try and convert. The wanted goons apparently have done enough. They're not wanted in this round. Least-wise, the retake isn't. Jared will not give the clutch a chance. Not even going to give a look at the 1v2. Come on, man. Where's the entertainment value? Come on, Jared. Give us a show. The people want clutches. They don't want to be counting cars. They want clutches. JNZ wants to count cars. No ops this time around. But let's see if that saved AK for Jared makes all the difference, as they do get a pretty dang good rifle buyout on the field. Bit of aggression outside, perhaps, and a fast play in smoke, allowing them to scale very quickly indeed. Louis and DJ might be under threat. There's that smoke wall close up. Nade pop for it. Nothing seen just yet, and there's 3 sets of eyes looking at this. Another nade pop. They haven't gone out. Here comes the spam close up, and Voltage collects. Johan thought he finally found the timing, but no. It was just a break in the fire. Footsteps heard. They know there's more presence out here by the red box. Louis got that information. Sub a minute. Wanted Goons don't have a lot to show for this. They haven't gotten anyone down secret. We've seen that be their intention a lot of rounds. Killer Pandas could maybe try the mini wrap, though. Voltage, I think we'll have eyes on this. Seems like they're going to try and go for this hit. Up top. Work it on in. 3 players here in the defense. Should be well reinforced, and indeed it is. Clean as you like for Might. Slower start to this one. The op from Killer Pandas. Potentially getting put to great effect. And there it is. Patience rewarded. Jared found back of the A site. It's going to be pressure on Snakes. About to receive a whole lot of players on the other side. Don't catch him on the reposition, fortunately, so he's got his choice of engagement. Finds the first. Can he get any more out of this damage, but no kills? So even with the limited weaponry now, Wanted Goons have everything they want. Louis nearly caught. DJ potentially getting the fast flank in here. Nade pop's going to make no secret of this. But a preemptive Molotov should allow them the chance at the bomb plant. And a smoke behind it. Nade to punish. Damage. But this bomb's still going down. And the numbers still favor the Wanted Goons. DJ needs to create some space for his teammates. They're both in towards single door. And DJ can peel a kill away, draw some focus, but the problem is he's so wary that a player could be in the smoke, so he's frozen up until it fades. Teammates have made some inroads. DJ needs to get a reload off. Hopefully he did. It's not going to matter much. His life does not last much longer. And now into the 2-on-2, needing to get on towards that stick quick. It's all on Killer Pandas, and there's just not enough time for Voltage to work with. Killer Pandas might be going down to this bomb, but the round's going up for the wanted goons. So quite the back and forth affair we have here. Both teams able to string together buys to keep this consistent, to keep this contested, but Wanted Goons are starting to stack up the rounds, and if they can crack Mike here, this is going to be a strong half indeed. Voltage is getting aggressive. We haven't seen this yet. Out by the red box, and it's going to work out. Doesn't get the kill, though. Nade chases. KMZ's so low as a result of this. Snake's able to collect. Timing the Molotov is perfect. And it totally segments out Johan. Though the smoke won't be respected, Snakes is aware, so he's able to fall away. Timely flash to buy space, and as they chase, Snakes will punish. Able to get one more as well, running out of magazine, but now Voltage set up to bring it in. Snakes and Voltage playing together does warm my heart. Old teammates back in the day. Came up on a team called... Actually, were they teammates back in Royal Flush 7? Broken Alliance is the one I remember. Then into SOAR. Signed to Dignitas together. They were on the same team. Yes! Oh my goodness. Royal Flush 7. That's right. All the way back in 2017. January of 2017. Snakes would have been 14, I think. 7 years ago. No, maybe 15 for Snakes. So when they first were signed to Dignitas, Snakes was too young. You had to be 16 to compete in the Pro League at that point in time. And Snakes was too young to come along for the ride in 2018. This one's looking good for the Wanted Goons. Numbers advantage, but they need to deny this defuse. That kill from KMZ is huge, and now Snakes and Jared, they just can't get onto this bomb. They can't do it. Jared's trying to get her done, but Snakes is lost in the meantime, and there is not enough clock for this. So I'm back here, nostalgia tripping. Talking about their time playing together back in the day. Wanted Goons who are taking advantage and taking a 6th round. It is crazy, though, that they came through Royal Flush 7, Broken Alliance, made ESL Pro League in SOAR, signed to Dignitas, then wound up on the ESEA and Space Station squads together. Snakes and Voltage have been playing together for a very long time. That is a bromance that dates back for the better part of a decade at this point. Killer Pandas has a bromance with the W key in this round, straight out the squeaky door. But not quite into a bomb plant. Jared putting in good work. Voltage from on high. The flashbang causes problems. But it falls just to Johan. And the trade is there. An expensive round, but a round that was much needed. No bomb plant as well means that the money is shattered for Wanted Goons for this last round of the half. It's looking good for the 6-all, but the Goons might have something to say for it. Aggression coming through here. Is DJ now in the shadow of the Schmallow. Player jumps over, but DJ can find the kill. Feb trades it quickly. And in some ways, with that gun given over, maybe that's an exchange that Wanted Goons You're gonna look favorably upon. Oh, boy. All right. Feb on the Deagle. You really do not want to give him a fight here. Voltage has now met the same fate, and space taken towards Secret. The lower site is extremely compromised. Snakes came out of the ramp to try and regain some space here out towards the outer yard. A double push from his teammates in towards Squeak. They're finding everything and nothing. All this control. But not where it's going to matter most. Snakes does clear up the yard lurk. That'll make them a lot more comfortable about going for this retake, but a retake will be required. Should be no world where this bomb doesn't get planted now. No reason not to go for this for Might. And Snake's dropping down the vent. He does find the one. You've heard of Snakes on a plane, but have you heard of Snakes in the vent? 2 AKs now picked up. They've got the rifles, and it's MP9s on the other side. But Jared, he's going to have the condensed angle, and he's going to have the kill he requires. Spots the last as well. Is the time enough for this stick? A kit can be retrieved, and that should just about make the difference. So it will be knotted up 6-6 as we swap sides. So where am I going to take this? Looks like a ramp play. Nicely anticipated by the wanted goons. They've got the doolies lying in wait. Killer Pandas, he's the bait. But KMZ is the jaws of the trap. Ready to slam around their legs. Fed forces them back out of the hut. Everything here is designed to channel them in towards this killing range, in towards the ramp, but it doesn't matter if Luis just rips your head from your shoulders. This is what you wanted, Goons. This is what you were trying to achieve. You got it. You got what you wished for. Every one of these fights has been on your terms, but if you can't land the headshot and a pistol round, at the end of the day, it's all for naught. Bomb going to be planted. Exposed even towards single door, which is bold, but the kills come to follow. And it's a round for Might. Three Mackies rocking out here from Might as they're looking to make some money. Meanwhile, the Eco on the other side. The Goons will bring a single HE. And 157 into the fray. They've got the right idea, though. Again, doubling down on this ramp play. That nade, effective, and this is a massacre. Only 2 survivors. But if Snake could find where that Galil went, oh, he cannot indeed. So it is going to be a MAC-10 that lives through, in addition to the AK. And I'll tell you what, might be just a touch predictable on these ramp plays. Based on the fact that Wanted Goons have effectively called their number in the last 2. Time to mix up the playbook. Time to mix up the calls just a touch. Seems like we're getting smokes outside this time. So that is a bit of variation. Deep Molotov will keep them at bay for the moment. And it's the old smoke wall. It's the classic smoke wall going on here. Killer Panda's trying to spot over. No HEs to blow that smoke. Not finding the damage. Hasn't been able to hold them at bay, but its teammates rotating in towards lower instead, with Snakes waiting as a little bit of a lurk at a trophy. Snakes are finding that contact. Staying alive for the moment. I'm going back around, assuming they might have pushed in towards a ramp, but it's the player in vent, Johan, who's a problem instead. Feb lost. And Snake's now activating through the hut. This is interesting. The idea is there, right? Because it might just hold them in presence, and now he's secured the path back in towards A. But they don't realize how many players are floating here right around the vents. This is a messy one. And Snakes has to come back to get that ball, but he's able to do so. And then some. A 1v1. Knows that that upper site was secure. Killer Pandas trying to anticipate the rotation, perhaps. He's going to be a little slow to this. So Snakes gets to choose his battlegrounds. Gets to choose where he wants to defend from, and he'll go for the wrap. All the way through lobby. He might just have angles on its back turn for Killer Pandas. Snakes, the game sense on point. A vintage Snakes round coming through. This guy was the NA Donk before Donk was Donk. When Donk was a twinkle in his father's eye, Snakes was the NA Donk. Game sense out the wazoo. Good mechanics. But honestly, never was... the thing that was impressive about Snakes wasn't just the mechanics. It was the fact that it felt like he knew where every player on the server was. One of those cerebral players where he just had a feel for the game. This time, you don't really need to think too hard about positioning because you're going super fast. Turn your brain off. Fly on out. Get the kills with the MAC-10 DJ. Farm up those eeks. Plant the bomb on down. But Snakes is one of those talents where he's a little bit of an NA what could have been. Because of him being too young when his roster initially made Pro League, the initial agreement was he was going to sign as a streamer and then get promoted up to the squad. By the time he did, the squad had been picked apart a bit. They never quite were the full roster that was supposed to have been promised. Things didn't quite work out in that stint. Had a few more opportunities, but then eventually took a step back from the game to figure out what he wanted to do. He's only recently made the return, last year and a half, 2 years. And it is very cool to see Snakes back in the server. Much older. Perhaps much wiser. Rolling back the years. Still a young gun. That's for sure. DJ, not a young gun anymore. No spring chicken, but still able to frag, though not enough for this one. Right down to the 2. Just the 1 now. Voltage looking to find damage at the very least to curtail that economy. But it's going to be 3 survivors. And that is plenty for the wanted goons. Voltage has this up, trying to carve away on in. Not on the other side, but plenty of rifles. And a heavy emphasis on the utility in this one. It's Feb who would greet them. KMZ already down lower. Jared perhaps going to meet him on the other side. I want to go for this ramp play again. They love this ramp play. Voltage trying to gain altitude on that scope, but it's just Feb. He's the key piece. Do or die here. Flashbang dodge. Feb able to drop. Staying alive for the moment and with reinforcements already down lower. Killer Panda can't link up because that Molotov. KMC, good damage. Can't find the kill. As Jared wisely gets out of the way of the oncoming HE. But Feb finds his timing, picks it well. The trade is there. But 30 seconds. Things are getting very chaotic indeed. Might need to get this control. They need to get this bomb planted. And the timing of that peak for KMZ couldn't have been better. Can't quite capitalize. Now there's a player exposed. They open single. They get the bomb plant off. Gives them a chance to defend, but Jared collecting the backlines means advantage still here for GOONS. Snake's looking the wrong way. Voltage stuck in the rat hole with an op. Not how you want to take this fight. And Killer Panda's circling around the rim. Finds the dunk shot on to secure an 8th. Two-round deficit here between these two squads. And it seems like a limited buy might be on the table for Might. We got enough cash with these sustained bomb plants so they can get back towards the rifles soon. But for the moment, it's going to be the Tech 9s. No, it wouldn't be an NA advanced game without a Tech 9 eco working out. So, we're going back fast in towards the quick rampy play. This time it's squeaky door blown off, and they want to hit A. There are 4 players here. They are ready for this one. The flashbangs now trying to give them some purchase, but the kills stacking up, and they are not going favorable for Might. Need a lot more, and that's a lot more. That's a whole lot more indeed. Voltage, long range with the P250. No rifle gained in Magic. They know he was up here. They might not know exactly where, but he's found a kill. So they should have a decent idea of this. Information being communicated over. DJ goes forth and finds him. Face first. Still sets up Voltage with the reload, and Voltage peeks out. Voltage peers out, but Magic, 4 HP, survives. Locks down the spray. Locks down the round. Only barely, but it's enough. Killer Pandas is getting aggressive with this AWP. This is a changeup. It's been heavy ramp leans and a lot of rounds. So this time, GOONS want to take the space. They're working the buddy system to do so. The peek out of hot, though, that's punished. And Snake's eyes on. The op denied. Feb at least can follow it up to trade back the 1, but this space is going to be at a premium. And at this point, might just want to get out of there. Okay, you want lobby? Sure. Take lobby. We'll take all of the outer yard. KMZ would like to say something about it. Just don't know that he really can, as they are going mini instead. And now a peek on out. Information gained, but at what cost? At what cost? Fabs maybe missed the window to do anything about this. Finds a bullet instead, and it falls to Johan. Stuck at the first vent. This position, it's probably going to be overlooked. Question is, how heavily can you capitalize? With that vent still unbroken, there might be a window. Finds a low HP player, still gets stinked up. And now Jared coming through mini gets an easy, free, and clear back shot through to bring this map potentially towards its conclusion. Money broken for GOONS. It's going to be tough for them to invest here to try and deny map point. So GOONS have run out of their margin for error. Realistically have to save here. They're going to invest a bit. Magic bringing out the MP9, but it is tough to envision a scenario where this tips the scales. Let's see what they can do. 1 set of armor, 1 HE, 1 MP9. MP9's playing top hut. Maybe if it was a fast A play, things could have gotten chaotic. But might keep it a little bit slower this time. KMZ drops down. Johan peeks right into an AWP. Finds about the expected result there. They know they're in lobby. They know there's a potential for this to turn into a fast flank, but you're losing bodies in the front. So Killer Pandas might have needed to move a little bit quicker for this. Although, that being said, no one's watching. Assassination here. Oh, going for the multi-kill with the USP. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. James Bond in the back line, secret agent, and it works out. And now Feb is sowing chaos. There's 44 seconds and an abject disaster here. But Louis is controlling it. He's controlling it. And it'll be DJ to find the final blow. That was not as clean as it initially looked. Killer Pandas really gave them a chance. USP and all gave them hope. Timeout going to be used here. It's actually coming through from the Might side, it seems, as they want to talk over this final round, talk over what happened there to get that round so dangerous. And also, I think they had a player drop. So maybe more importantly, let Jared rejoin the server. Do or die for the Wanted Goons. 3 rounds in a row required. Or this one adds on to Might's impressive nuke statistics. Voltage has had a very nice game. Snakes as well. Though the whole team in general has been hitting. Smoke wall deployed outside. This is all just to set up Jared. Who's just made it right past that nade pop. They might think it's clear. They might not realize that a player slipped. Should know the timing, but could be overlooked. That's a big problem now. The question for the remainder of Might is how do we link up? How do we best activate Jared now? That he's found all the space down low, and he's not making a secret of it. Molotov thrown, so maybe trying to draw attention, draw focus, and come back up. Seems like they want to go for an A hit. They're just going to be left alone. One player's forced forward by the Molotovs. Good damage, but no kills. So KMZ can follow it up. KMZ, Killer Pandas, sorry. Stacks them up and knocks them down. The rifle deployed. And all in a row. Now Jared at the bottom of the vent. There's nothing that he can do. That is a disaster for Might. They stacked up. And like a bowling ball coming through, Killer Pandas scattered them like pins. Genuinely might be worth the save here for Jared, and he's thinking the same thing. Big man of the moment. Killer Pandas in what looked to be a tough spot for the Wanted Goons. Keeps them surviving. Keeps them thriving. Keeps them in nuke. Goes away from the rifle. Op retrieved. A free op. And now it's a much tougher road to the close for Might. Money's a little screwy. What do they field here? Oh boy. Not a lot indeed. They're going to go for the quicker hit, you'd imagine, with these guns. With these limitations. Molotovs from the CT side going to slow them down, and Killer Pandas is looking for that squeaky peak. Costs a lot of health in doing so. There's a peer around. That shot is good. Snakes out of play, but Jared is rapid. And Jared from downtown can't quite find it as KMZ is deeper yet. The mini play he couldn't deny, but can he stop a bomb plant? It doesn't seem likely. Desperate spam here, trying to echolocate a player through that smoke, but it's going to be Feb instead, coming in towards the hut. The critical kill, the critical moment. Voltage back on the line, close up on the op. Now Voltage has it all to do, and they're not expecting this, but he's not ready. No more time to chamber around. Tried to go too quick for it, thinking they'd be watching, but instead, his shot goes wide, and it's one more round. One more round between the Wanted Goons in overtime. One more chance to close here for Mike to lock this in, to seal the deal on the W. It's been a night of long games here on the ESEA League broadcast. So why would that change? Wanted Goons. Can they bring us to OT? It's a Tech 9 for Snakes. It's Mac 10s, rather, for Voltage and Louis. You go for the squeaky play. Here's that fast hit. Here's that rapid play, and it's getting completely denied. They were ready for it. They anticipated it. Shown this a few too many times, and it falls to Snakes. A 1v4 and just a Tech 9 for it right now. Dodging bullets, dancing between the tracers. Second up on it. He might actually be deeper than the smoke. Oh, timing is everything, Snakes. What do you have? What do you have? You got nothing. You got nothing. We're going to overtime. It's not done here. The Wanted Goons battle back. 3 in a row were required, and 3 in a row were retrieved. So more rounds we go. Where it stops, and no one knows. Let's get into the fun. Let's get into the action. Money no longer the issue. 12,500. Going to be what everyone brings into this. Killer Pandas is creeping up secret. Is Voltage aware of this? Looking for the Heaven Peak right now. Might be completely blind to this fight. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Very fortunate there. Completely missed shot there from Killer Pandas. That's egregious. Finds the tag, but not the kill on a totally blind, unaware player. That's brutal. That's brutal, but Johan might just redeem him. Can't quite hold on for the third, but the kills, the damage, it could be enough. Magic managed to beat the timing on the Molly. I don't know if this was one of them dropping down. They seem to be aware, and Louis capitalizes. Killer Panda's looking for this. Goes to the rifle. After that opping display, wants to go for more bullets, more mobility. And the AG may be the critical piece after all. Tucked into the corner. Killer Pandas. Redemption and then some. So Wanted Goons, after that long battle back, after the comeback to get us to this point, they are in the lead. They control their destiny. And despite some mistakes and miscues, the round doesn't get away from them. It's Johan and Killer Pandas to make sure of that fact. Pause comes in here. Presumably of a technical nature. As they look to settle something down here. KMZ hasn't bought, but that won't last long. Killer Panda's bringing the op in towards A this time. Looks to get aggressive and hot. Lots of utility to make this uncomfortable, to bring the pressure. It seems like Might are waiting for a smoke wall that's not getting deployed. Now they'll hold. Well, fake pumps getting thrown in towards the A site to try and coax out a commit. This heavy spam, that does mean there's no one eyes outside, so they actually just cross naked. Jared collected. Yeah, there's the peek back in. This is the risk that you run. I see the idea. I see what they were trying to accomplish. But some substantial risks, and now pressure on. You need a hero play. You need DJ. Does exactly that. Finds magic. But Feb coming back to the fray. DJ on the other side of this. He's going to get the headshot required. Now there's options open. Ramp is open. Lower is open. You could take Heaven control, and that's going to freeze up wanted goons. They don't know which way this bomb is headed. And Killer Panda's on the rotate. He's going to be past this. Louis might have missed a trick here. Nade pop, not quite going to clear. There's no vision. Gets the spot after the op shot, but still can't track this. Bomb will be planted. Single door open. Pressure on. Thinks back the other way. DJ dropped. The op in the rat hole. And Killer Panda's on that smoke fade. He's punishing that shot. Needed to land. Absolutely did. And as the molly comes in, KMZ's able to capitalize. The streak continues. 5 in a row now for the wanted goons. Smoke's getting deployed for outer again. This time, though, Killer Pandas is going to challenge it. They're looking for the angle to get aggressive with the op. He does succeed here, but finds a second player in, and Jared is able to punish. Jared going to realize there's another player red. Alive for the moment, though the nade might change that. 11 health. Jared escapes. It's honestly a fortunate break for Might here. And they're coming back in towards this ramp hit. We saw them really favor this in regulation. To mixed results. Wanted goons were calling it out. Stacking the numbers here. And this time, timely peek for KMZ. Finds them with util in hand. And it's a total shutdown. Feb tucked in the corner. Means that it stays clean on the CT side. 6th round in a row. Only 1 round now required. They just gotta get one cheeky upper bust, and that's all that you need. What a turn of events this has been, folks. But to complete the comeback, 1 more round is required. Voltage getting aggressive, replicating what we saw from Killer Pandas in the last. This time, though, not traded at all. KMZ out of play. And Voltage sticking around, sticking to his gun, staking his territory. Support from DJ does not want to give back the space. And that might cost him. Unless they don't check. Unless they don't check. That could be the fatal error. That could be the fatal error. Never expected Voltage to have stuck around that long. Thought that the spam coming through from the rifles was to disguise his bailout. So a little bit of a sloppy clear there on the back of red, and it costs the wanted goons. The windows should not be broken, which means that it's tough for Magic to get involved with the teammate here. Killer Panda sending a player hurtling on down, but Magic did actually get through. They pass each other like ships in the night. The Snakes realize. I've been praising him for his game sense. He seems to almost accidentally have become aware of the positioning in this one. There's the spot. There's the shot. There's the kill. However which way he does it, intentional or not, a kill is a kill is a kill, and staying alive and in control of this lower site is a massive boon for his team. So running out of time. Killer Panda's just going to settle back in here and let this one go. As the bomb beeps away and leads us into the next round of play. Ouch. Never mind. There will be no saving allowed. So might begin the process of the comeback from the comeback. It seems the T rounds have stopped. Panda's trying to get aggressive here in towards the ramp. Oh boy. Spot on the one, trying to get down the vent. Didn't realize that the smoke didn't extend. Magic dropped in a fumble there from Johan. Could have gotten the trade, but couldn't corral the spray. Now they are in big trouble, are the wanted Goons. These first thrusts, ineffective. The trade is there, though. A follow-up as well. And DJ can't quite control that. Ops posted. So 2-on-2. A 2-on-2 for the map. Snake's coming all the way up from Secret here, trying to link up with his comrade at arms. We talked about the history of these two players together. Well, now they're going to need every ounce of chemistry over their 7-year run together. Sorry, 8-year run together. To try and pull off this one, to try and keep them alive. But do exactly that. It falls to Killer Pandas. It comes down to the clutch. Comes down to the one. And the Killer Pandas are enough. A flick up from the op. Catches Snakes hopping around the hut. And my goodness, the wanted Goons pull it off.